Welcome to WD05 syllabus exercise, and I'm going to try to do this in Google Docs, and I didn't practice this at all, so I'll just encounter whatever I need to do in Google Docs as I do it, but it's going to be the same exercise that I've done in Word, and in my Warren, here's the file that I need to download, so I'm going to right-click on it and download it by doing Save Link As. Actually, I'm just going to save it to my desktop right now, and I'll give it a last name, just like you would when you're working in Word. And there it is. And then I'm also going to go to my browser and find Google Drive. And I do have a folder where I have a csc102. So I'm going to drag it into there. So I'm just going to move my folder over here and drag this in here and upload it. So it's in my Google Drive. And there it is. And it says open with Google Docs, which that's what I'm going to do. And then I don't need Drive open, so I'm going to close that tab. And then also, I don't see any of the add-ons here, so I'm going to use File, Save as Google Docs, so it works as a Google Docs document. And now I see the add-ons there, so I'll close this one up. And I'm going to check out my add-ons, see if I have that show hide thing. And it's not there, so every time, it's like I have to do this every time. But anyway, I'll go and do this really quick. I won't record all this, but I'm going to look for that show add-on so I can see my formatting marks, this thing here. So I'll go through the install again. All right, I got this thing installed, and again, the only purpose this has is to just show my formatting marks on here, and there they are. And then also what I want to do is change the margins on here, and I do have an example, and I do have instructions. So I'll check out my instructions just to make sure. It's been a while since I did this. So they're going to be 1 inch all around and 0.6 at the top, and then I'm going to change all the font to Times New Roman 11.5. So let me do that first. So I think that's under File, Page Setup, that you change the margins. And it's 0.6 at the top. I'll put 0.6. And then it's 1 all around. And you could use the Tab key to cycle through these. Remember, it's 0.6, not 6. And then I'm going to click my cursor in here and do Command A because I'm on a Mac, or you could do Control A on Windows and select everything. And then for the text, I'm going to make sure it's Times New Roman. And for the size, I'm going to type in 11.5, and I think you can do that on Google Docs, and that's all I want there. And then in my instructions, I'm going to do the header and footer part first. And this is where you have to type in stuff. We're just going to put course number, colon, and then the course number. There's going to be 3 lines, but they're going to have tabs in between. There's also going to be tabs in front of these. So I'll see how this works in Google Docs because I haven't tried this in here. Matter of fact, I don't think I've tried a header and footer in here. Let's see if I could double click up here. And I can, so that didn't look too hard. I just double clicked up here to make a header. So I'm just going to type in course number and a colon, and then I'm going to hit tab, and I'll put my course, and then I'll hit return, and I think it's semester, and I'm going to hit tab again, and it's spring 2020, and I'm going to do instructor, and that will be me. And if things don't fit, you could change it. I'll just put Homo, I'll just put my last name. And then the font's going to change up here, so you could highlight the font, and I'll make it like 8 point, and I'll make it Calibri. Now, our tabs aren't set up here. So I think we have a tab set. Well, let me check where the tabs are set. There's going to be a tab set at 6.5 and a tab set at 5. A left tab set at 5 and a right tab set at 6.5. So let me go in here, and remember when you set tabs in here, you just click on here, and I'll do a left tab stop there, and then at 6.5, I'll get real close to it, right near the end, I'll click right there, and that's going to be a right tab stop. Now nothing happens yet because then we have to put our cursor here, and I'll just say fit right now. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put my cursor right here, get back in the header. If I got out, just click in there and hit tab, and then go in front of the S and hit tab, and then go in front of the instructor and hit tab. Now I think I said Arial, so I put it in Calibri. Go find Arial. Arial's right at the top, so that's fine. That's all you have to do there. And then while you're in here, if you go down to the bottom and double click here, that should take you in the footer, and you should be able to put in a page number. I'm not even sure where to do this, but let me just go here, insert page number. It looks like they have bottom ones here. I guess this is where you do it. I never did this before, but I'll just do that, and then I'll just align it right, so it's over there. And then if I go on this page, there should be a 2, so that's right. So I did that. You could change the font of this, but I'm just going to leave it what it is right now. And then that's it. That's it for the header and footer, and that shows up on every page. We're only going to have 2 pages, because we do have a page break in here that you can't see in Google Docs, which is a little more of an issue. But anyway, the rest of the stuff here shouldn't be that bad. This stuff, we're just going to highlight the top part. We're going to center it. I'm going to make this top line bold, which is easy to do. And I think I'm going to make this a little smaller. I think I make this something like 10 point or 9 point, whatever you're doing next. 9 point, and then the other one's 12. So I'll go back and do that. This one will make a little bit bigger, so it's 12. This is 9 point, and that was easy enough to do. Now this part, this is like that resume thing. I'm going to make this 12 point. Let me just double check. Oh, it's 14 points. I'm going to make that 14 point. It's going to have a 3/4 point underline, and it's going to have a little space after, and we're going to make it a style. So let's see if we remember how to do that. So I'm going to make it 14, bold italic, and bottom border, which is actually in Google Docs under Format, Paragraph Styles, Borders and Shading. And they have a bottom border there, and I'm just going to use this one, bottom border, and they have a 3/4, which is 0.75, and I'll hit apply. If I want to do space after while I'm in here, which I'll do, I'll click in this paragraph again. I could just click in here, and remember the spacing is under this thing. If you go to custom spacing, and just so you see that again, I'm in here, and I'm going to this little up and down arrow and looking for custom spacing, and I'm doing a space after of 6. It's going to default to points, so I'm going to do 6. And there it creates a little bit of space there. And then if I want to make this a style, I don't remember if I remember exactly how to do this. I'll have to double check that. But if not, I'll just use the Format Painter. I don't want to hold this up right now. So I could certainly, remember, I could certainly highlight this and use the Format Painter and then highlight this, and it'll take the same style. So I'll just do that for now. It's only 3 times, so I'll have to check my other video on how to do a style. I don't remember. I haven't done a style since the last time I recorded the video in here. Well, anyway, going back here, I'm going to use this part up here, and I'm just going to set a tab. And I think the tab is at 1.88. Now, you could set it at 2. I don't know why I have it at 0.1. You could set it at 2 inches. You go right here and a left tab stop and just set it there, and that's all you need to do. And you don't have to do anything else here. Don't even worry about making it bold or anything. And then same thing here. For this section, highlight here and just set a tab, and you're just clicking right here, right on the ruler, left tab stop. And again, don't tab this stuff over. This paragraph here, you could highlight it or just click in it, and we're going to do a hanging indent, and I think it's just grabbing this little thing here. If you just move this over to there, and then grab the top thing, if you can, and move it back. And that'll do the hanging indent. That might have to go over just a little bit more. And that looks right. So there's the hanging indent where it has the top part is over here, the bottom part is over here, and then we also have a tab lined up, and that's where all the tabs go to. So that's all I have to do on the first page. So we're almost done with this. And then remember, instead of making a style here, I'm just going to highlight this and click on that and scroll down and then highlight over here, and that'll apply that. Now, it didn't take the rule for some reason. Let me do that one more time. Maybe I need the paragraph symbol in there. I'll highlight that, and I'll go over this, and it didn't put the rule in for some reason. So if it didn't, I'll go put the rule in, which is under Format, Paragraph Styles, Borders and Shading. Bottom border was 3/4, and there it is. I'm not sure what this thing is. A weird looking thing in there. I guess it's a return. I'm not sure what that little curly thing is there. And then I think this thing is just bold. And what we're going to do here, you could highlight knowledge all the way down to the end. So we're going to highlight all this stuff on the second page, and we're just going to put it in a numbered list. Numbered list is over here, numbered list. And it gets indented, and that's fine. You could leave it indented, or you could move it back. You could always move this thing back to the end if you wanted to like outdent it. I can move that there, but I need to bring this thing back over. You could always do that, or you could leave it indented. I mean, I guess there's a reason they indented, because it looks nicer, but just so you know how to move those things around, maybe I'll even put it back where it was. That looks nice. All right, so this is all numbered here, and then we're also going to put some spacing in here. Let's do the spacing. So remember, spacing is this thing with the arrow, custom, and I think we do 6 point before, from what I remember. Without looking at the instructions, I'm just going to do that. And it does something like that. And I think that's right. And then if you don't want these things numbered, just click in there and turn it off. And I'll go to performance and turn it off. And I'll go down to effective and turn it off. And there's an extra return here, which if it has a number here, I'll just turn that off too. I'm not sure why it has that extra. Looks like any of these here, it numbers an empty one here, so I'll just turn that off so they don't have anything. It looks like we have extra returns in between those things, and that's okay. And then we just make these italic with the I button. And also, I'm just curious if you could do this on this version, if you needed to renumber them. So these go from 1 to 4. If you wanted these to start with number 1, sometimes you could right-click on these numbers and restart the numbering. And I'm not sure how they do it in Google Docs. I'm sure you can. Restart numbering. And that works. So if you'd wanted to restart the numbering, you can just right-click on it and choose. Well, that one didn't let me do it. Looks like you have to click in there first. Like click right on the number 8 and then right-click and say Restart Numbering and hit OK, and that way they restart. Now, I don't know if I do that on the other video, but I did that in class. So that looks okay like that, and I think that's all we need to have in here is that. You could go back and make other things bold if you want. I think I make things bold, but as far as this goes, this is fine. So that's it. That's EX5 with the header and the footer and just some tabs. We didn't use styles because I didn't remember how to use styles in here, but I did use the format painter since we're only using it 3 times, which makes sense. Why make a style, especially if it's harder to do in here to make a style, why do that when I could just use format painter? It didn't take the rule here, so I had to put in the bottom border, and we just put in numbering, and then I just unnumbered the knowledge, performance, and effective, and I even restarted the numbering by right-clicking here and choosing restarting. If I needed to get rid of any extra returns in here, I could get rid of these. If I didn't want that extra space in there, I could get rid of that, and that's it. So everything looks okay. I think it is saved already, so it's already auto-saved. So you could always share it or download it and upload it. If you share it, even if it turns off and it gives you 0, as long as I see your link in there. And just for an example of how to share it, if I go here to share, I get shareable link. There it is. I'll copy my link. And what you should do is go back to your coursework, add a comment, and insert link. Make sure you insert link here, and then just paste it. And then choose new window and hit OK. And that's all you should have to do. That way you don't have to upload it. Even if you don't upload it, I know it says you must upload one file, but if that turns off, I'll give you a grade. I'll change your grade and I'll change that. So if you do this in Google Docs, I know some of you, your only option is Google Docs. For this one, I'm trying to do as many as I can. I didn't change all the directions, but if you follow these, at least you could see what they're set for. If you don't do the style for that, that's okay. But everything else I think we're able to do in there for the most part if you just follow the video. So anyway, I'm done here, and that's doing WD05 syllabus using Google Docs. So if your only option is Google Docs, hopefully this video will help you go through it. You could pause it and see what I do. And like I said, I'm not an expert at Google Docs. I'm just finding my way through it as well. So don't feel bad if you have a hard time finding things. I'm not used to using this either. All right, that's WD05 syllabus using Google Docs.